On the African scene, Tanzania confirms death of student captured by Hamas. Well, when war strikes in any part of the world, it has a way to affect the rest of the world. When it happens with some countries, it affects other countries carrying out international trade and relations with a war-stricken country. Sometimes the lack of safety that follows the thought of visiting such countries for any purpose at all, and in other cases, citizens from other countries stand to be in the crossfire of the war-ridden nation, which becomes a concern for the government of such citizens caught in between the crossfire. A case in point is the recent news of this Tanzanian national dying at the hands of Hamas.
Well, just on Tuesday, Teachers and Students Union in Tunisia went on a 2-hour strike and protest, respectively, in protest of the ongoing war in Gaza. And today, reports by Tanzania's Foreign Affairs Ministry confirms the death of one of its nationals who was killed immediately after being captured by Hamas during the October 7 attack in southern Israel. The Israeli government had named two students from Tanzania, 22-year-old Clemens Felix Mchenga and 21-year-old Joshua Lito Morel amongst those missing since the attack. The scenario around the death is yet to be known and made public, but Tanzania's government is making arrangements to get his family there to meet with East Israel ambassadors as well as to get answers to questions surrounding the death of the Tanzanian national.
Hmm. Oh well, this confirmed debt coming even after the protests and strikes from 2 days ago, amongst others, show of support for the victims of this war, show that it's more than just about everyone's involvement in creating awareness, but a proportionate action to actively bring the war to an end. But with the mediators in Sudan already giving up, we're wondering who's going to take action. Well, we're just going to find solace in Netanyahu's statement, his resilience in making sure this war comes to an end. We're being hopeful.
Well, heading on to the Sudan war, a statement by the World Food Programme, the WFP, warned on Wednesday that Sudan faces a hunger catastrophe if it cannot deliver regular food aid there due to the war. Owing to the fact that mediators suspended Sudan's ceasefire talks indefinitely, parts of war ravaged Sudan and now at high risk of slipping into catastrophic hunger conditions, according to WFP, especially by next year's lean season. It said this could happen if the UN agency is unable to expand access and deliver regular food assistance to people trapped in conflict hotspots, including the capital, Khartoum.
Now in West Africa, Senegal, it's going to be an election season as long as campaigns are still kicking in Senegal until the actual elections are finally over. The campaign period in Senegal has had twisted, with some candidates filed lawsuits and kicked out of their campaign. And to the recent development, reports we have tells us that a Senegalese court has ordered the reinstatement of jailed opposition leader Ousmane Sonko on the electoral register, a ruling that could pave the way for him to run in February presidential election. His lawyer Sir Claude Lee said this just today. Now, Sonko has faced multiple court cases over the past 2 years for charges including libel and rape, which he denies. The cases against him have triggered deadly violence in the West African nation Senegal. Of all to note from this recent development are the striking words from this aspiring President Sonko, who said, "We have confidence in the justice system. This decision doesn't surprise us. We were just afraid that they might use force against us. But this country won't go anywhere if justice doesn't work." And I could say the same for every other country.
Mm. Well, can that be said about West Africa, where the US is ready to resume cooperation with Niger on conditions? During Washington's visit to Niamey on Tuesday, that is after it suspended its cooperation with Niger after the July 26 coup that overthrew the former President Mohamed Bazoum, The U.S. Deputy Secretary of State for African Affairs held discussions with several Nigerian officials, including the Prime Minister appointed by the military, Ali Mohammed Laim